Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
Hey, what's going on? This is Influence, and today I got fourth party masterpiece Bumblebee version 2.0. I say fourth party in meaning KO. This is a KO. There's no such thing as fourth party. It's KO. So usually I don't buy direct KO products. I know I gotta give the disclaimer, but I'm real about that. Like, normally I don't buy one-to-one. This is trying to look like Takara's product. Like, I usually do not support that. I will buy KOs like that are oversized and stuff like that can't pass as the original, but I don't like buying one-to-one KOs. It's because, you know, all the implications. The figure's not much in the way of initial thoughts. I did do this backwards because this came in car mode, but I'm doing it from robot because maybe somebody wants to just see what the robot looks like. And one of the main reasons I never got this original mold was because I didn't really like it that much, and I think it was like one something. Like, this, if this isn't any better than the original, and it may be better than the original, I don't know, but it still ain't worth one something. I think I paid $50 for this one, which of course is a KO, so you're gonna pay less because they didn't have to do the design. However, I don't even think it's worth that, to tell you the truth. I really don't like it, and I'm glad I didn't get the original. The feet are terrible. I was hoping they did something with that with this, but I guess there's really nothing they could do or figure out. Backpack is terrible. I'm not one to harp on backpacks, but it just looks a mess and it looks unfinished. I would have liked a more finished backpack. I don't care about how big the backpack is. I just don't like the way it looks. Like, and again, you're not going to display your figures from the side, of course not. But if my figure is having a dynamic pose, he looks like this. Like, can't even move his waist. He does have a waist swivel, but you gotta move this stuff out the way in order to get it. But that's another thing. Like, I don't even know if I got this stuff right, to tell you the truth of the matter. I'm gonna go both forward and back in the transformation. So let's just get into this review, and I'll go over accessories. So you see his gun was held in his hand. It's this small gun here. I think that's the original. You get a blast effect that can go into this gun. So I will show that. Just like that. So he gets a couple faces. Get the little smiley face and a little worried face. It's like he's getting an exam at the doctor's. You get, I think there's a spike, and his arms and legs fall off all the time, which I think that was normal for the original as well. Yeah, you get this. He can fit in there a little bit. Not really though. And you get the license plate Transformer sign New York. I love New York. You get these stickers that I don't know what they're for or where they go. To be fair, I didn't really look in directions either, so I don't know. You get a card. The card is quite flimsy. I'm not sure if this is the same stock that the original used, but it may be. But it's not. And a box, the cheap cardboard, the corrugated cardboard. I think that's what somebody told me. I was trying to say, yeah, but it's cheap cardboard. That's an instant giveaway when you see those lines. I don't think the original. I don't know. Maybe the original uses the same type of cardboard. I'm not sure, but I can't remember. I'm so used to third party. I know third party doesn't most of the time. And you get instructions. I don't know how they were, so I can't tell you. And you can also store the gun with that little peg right there, right back here, if you don't want him to hold it. And there he goes right there, so he doesn't have to hold the gun but can still store it. Let's just check out the figure, see his face. I mean, it looks cool. Paint looks good here. No die cast at all. I don't think the original had. Well, maybe this is this die cast. I don't know. It don't feel like it. This might be die cast, but it's very little die cast. You can tell, and that doesn't make or break a figure. I'm just mentioning it. Like I said, you can do bad die cast. You can do good die cast. You can do good figures without die cast, but it does feel light. Is a very small figure, and of course you've seen the back, which is horrific. Let's get some comparisons. So this is the old mold, even though this is gold bug, but this is the old Bumblebee mold, and I really like this mold. I still like this mold. I mean, it's definitely dated. You can tell that's definitely not G1. This is more cartoon-esque, but yeah, I like that. And here's what I was standing in as my Bumblebee, which I think that's the red Bumblebee. I can't even remember. Yeah, I think it is the red line. And yeah, I liked him as Bumblebee standing in. Of course, he doesn't transform, but he's very articulated and also looks good. I like the way he looks. He looked like more like what Bumblebee, and I think it scaled better to me. I don't know. I just don't see Bumblebee. I know what the cartoons are, and I know what he looks like next to Prime, but I just see him as a little bigger than what this figure is. Let's go through articulation. So his head is on this little flap that doesn't peg anywhere, so it moves around, but does lend itself, if you don't care about the flap being up, to looking down more, which I don't know why he would need to look down. But he does look up a lot, which is what he needs to do because he's a small bot, and he goes 360 and he can get the side to side, and that's cool. And these horns are tight, hard, or sharp. His arms go all the way around. He does have a butterfly joint right there, and that joint lends itself to move up as well. So he's very, very well articulated, and he moves up on this shoulder piece, and he moves up on this piece, the butterfly piece. So that's cool. Has his bicep swivel there. He has elbow. I don't think it's double jointed, but it looks good. I like the way that elbow looks up in there, and it's all the way up. Hands spin around. They're fixed hands all on one knuckle, and the thumb is out like this. There you go. Waist, he does. Wait, I thought he had an ab crunch. Maybe not. No, he doesn't have an ab crunch. I don't think. I don't want to break it. This is a KO. But you can get, he does have back and forth, but you got to get this out the way. Even if I even have it the right way. I'm not even sure. You have the skirts. He has a little wraparound skirt for the back that covers, goes all the way right there. So that's cool. You can get the front up, and you can get the front skirt is hooked on, I think, to the thigh movement, which is how I like them to do. Now this, you can get back is limited. Front is all the way up because of that movement with the thigh. Side to side is full split action. Knee is all the way up, but his giant feet get in the way and hit the backpack. But you see how far the knee is, and it is hollow. And thigh swivel up here. And feet go down like that, go up. They're very well articulated. They have rocker all the way. And do they move? No, they don't really move. They can, but you gotta do a bunch of stuff in there, so it's not worth it. Just leaving it like this is fine. And that's it. So let's go through the transformation. Oh, geez. So let's see if I can remember I'll do whatever I can. Flip that, flip this. His arms always give me issues because I can't remember. Pull all this up as far as you can. Get his arms out the way. Then you can move this out like that. And this backpack is a beast. Then you move these tires out. Move these tires out. You can spin his head in all the way like that. Then this right here, you can move up. You can pull that out and spin this back in around like that and push it up. And then this will eventually sit like that. And this you can pull out all the way. You can move this out like that and this out like that. Now this I gotta figure it out, so I'll do that when we get there. And you want to move these around the waist like that, and you're good. Move this in, move this in. I think we're moving this in these arms like this. You gotta get these together and tab these together like that, and they kind of push up into here. And it's weird because they go way up in there. Like this piece goes way up in there, and you gotta kind of move them around, stuff. Get them in there like this. There we go. I never got it that well. So there you go, like that. And first try. Want to flip this right here. Got my new spudgers. Here we go. There we go. You just flip that up like that. Do this one over here. Flip that up like that. Then what you got to remember is the open part is at the top when it's a car. So you open that like that, and then you move this like this, and you can see in there it's moving around like this, if you can see that. And then you have the open part at the top, and then you can I just leave it like that, just so I remember. Kind of move this like this, open part at the top. Then you're going to accordion this in, but I like to get these legs situated first, or these feet I should say. Then you can pull this up like that, pull this up, move this out, back out, because it's moved in during transformation. Move that all the way around. Then you can move that down like that and move this out. And this is gonna, once you can move that out, then you can move this around. Like these legs, or these feet I should say, are kind of weird, but you got to get them. You see all those hinges? There's a hinge there, there's a hinge there, and right here, these hinges. So what you want to do is kind of spin these around, because you're going to have the door. You see where the door is? The door is going to be on the outside, and the wheel is going to be underneath. So you see how you got that, and then you spin that like this, and you can move this in here. Get that together like this, and then you should be able to move this up. There we go. And then there's a hinge that you move to the side and kind of stays like that. bust this hinge up. Then you can move this leg in there, accordion it in. There we go. Then you can start to kind of see and get all this stuff together. There we go. We got that side in. Got this side up. There we go. Except I didn't get this in. Like, there we go. Right there, like that. And all these gaps should be closed. It's hard, but it does work. Again, you move this up here like this and close this gap. I'm just doing it now just because. So over here again, I'll just put this in now. You can see that. There it goes. Then you can move this all out. Move this out here. This already moved out. So then you can move this like this. You can kind of get this out the way in order to get ready for it to move like it should. Move that like that. That part is hard to explain. You kind of got to do it. But once you do it, you'll be all right. You'll understand it. But then you gotta just try to get all this stuff together. And this is the hard part. Especially, I'm not sure if this was like this on the original or if it's just because it's a KO. If it's so hard. You know, more times than likely, KOs are gonna be worse than the original figures. I might as well show it now. You can put Spike in here. I lost his arm, of course, but you can put him in here, kind of, and then you just gotta close him up. You can take his legs off if you want, but just close him up and he kind of gets scrunched in there. You can also open these doors while it's in car mode, but guess what? It's hard as hell to get to the car mode, so I don't think I'll be opening any doors today. And you know, I like to do cleanups on camera just so you can see real time how long it takes me. But there's a peg there that goes in there and a peg here that goes in there. I don't know if they fit or what. I think this is the closest I'm going to get to getting this done. And yeah, alt mode is really nice. Like I said, I can't get this all the way. I don't know if it's because it's a KO or if it's just you know, poorly designed figure. I can't say. But yeah, you see, I mean, can't get no more G1 than this Beetle. I can say that's a feat of engineering what they did to get this to here. So then you can also, you have a couple gimmicks. You can bring the license plate in and it just clamps underneath to those. There you go. You got the I Love New York license plate on, and you can bring this in. You see these two things in the legs. There's two notches. You stick this in there like this, and I think you can, I'm not sure if you can spread this apart. Let me see. No, it doesn't look like there's a notch, but you're supposed to be able to notch that in and it should stay and not impede anything. Looks like it's all right. It works. Only thing impeding is the way I got this together, because it's not right. I already showed Spike. Ain't much more to say. You can see there are different yellows. I think it adds the character, kind of. It's not like where it's crazy different. But yeah, I do like how they engineered it down to mass shift, because the robot doesn't look like it should be able to turn into this little behind car. Even though the robot isn't that big, it just looks bigger than this. So now let's get this back into robot mode. This is where he will stay, more than likely. I don't even know if I'm using it, if I'm putting it on my regular shelf. I may put it on my chug shelf. Starting the chug shelf, just so y'all know. All right, so you just get that apart. Lift this up, pull this out like that, then you flip this over. There's a peg that on. Same thing over here. Lift this up, flip this out like that, peg this around, peg this on. Then you move this way, because this goes on the side. Again, over here, move that this way. This goes on the side. Then you got the feet, these hinges again, and you can bust this apart there and move this over, because then you're gonna kind of move that like this. You can move this here, then move this in here like this. Then you can kind of move this in here like that. You have the foot where you should have it, and then you can just move this like this. Move the windows and push this up a little bit. Same thing over here. Kind of put this window down. You kind of know where you're going. Just gotta get there. Just move this down like that, move it around and up in there like that. There you go. Then you can move this up in here, or no, move it this way. Moving it the wrong way. So you move that up in there like that. Kind of sticks out there. Then this goes here. Put that down like that. And there you go. Now from here, you just gotta break this all apart. Pull that, well, break is a strong word. Pull that all out like that. Push this up in here, leave it there. Now you want to kind of figure out how to get these arms out. Kind of pull this up, pull these out here, then undo all this. This will undo like that. And you can move this. You actually can move this out. Kind of hard to do. It's like scraping and hitting stuff, so it's not ideal. But you move that, move this out here. Then you can swing this around the waist. You got all this mess. Bring the arms out, bring the head up. And put the wheels in. You got to move it around stuff, so put that in there. Now this this will go slide in there. You see that little slice right there. Kind of bend it down at the same time you pushing this so it kind of moves up. It slides in right there. Make sure it's on both sides because then you can get it easier. There we go, like that. And you can move this right here, move it around on this little piece in between these two things. This stuff up in here, I don't know how it goes. I think it just goes like this. Just stuff it up in there because then this kind of rests up here and here. You just flip these down, situate the arms the way you need them. Flip these down, situate the arms the way you need them. And here we go. Yeah, I don't know if this is going on my shelf or not. Not because it's a KO, just because it's not good to me. So, but if you like it, I mean, it's decent. It's worth the price for the KO. But again, I got it to see how it was because I didn't want to pay $200 or $150. That's another thing. Like, that's a lot of money for this thing. And people complain about other companies, their prices. I know recently it's Fans Toys, and yes, it's crazy. And I probably should do a video on it. Car puts stuff out like this and it's over $100. Like, this don't need to be over $100. I found it for like 85, but 85 might be the KO. Like this figure and you enjoyed this review, please leave me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's up to you. Thank you for joining me. Have a great night or day, and I will get over with you in another one.
You know, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want it.